Now I start to give you a chance to the listen to the lesson, and I share again some bit of changes. But anyway, you can listen here.
Availability bias. Availability bias suggests that decision makers use the information that is most readily available to them when making a decision. We hear about terrorism all the time on the news and in fictional media. It's blown out of proportion, making it seem like a bigger threat than it is, so people invest their time and efforts to combat it. Cancer, however, kills 2,000 times more people. We don't invest in that, it doesn't get enough news coverage, and it's not as available in our mind as information. Hence, the availability bias. Commitment errors.
One second again, I give you a chance to
This is
listen
an
this.
increased commitment to a previous decision in spite of negative information. Availability bias. Availability bias suggests that decision makers use the information that is most readily available to them when making a decision. We hear about terrorism all the time on the news and in fictional media. It's blown out of proportion, making it seem like a bigger threat than it is, so people invest their time and efforts to combat it. Cancer, however, kills 2,000 times more people. We don't invest in that, it doesn't get enough news coverage, and it's not as available in our mind as information. Hence, the availability bias.
Okay, now you can keep that first para. Keep it in your mind that first para, that availability bias. First, I give you a chance to write down. Availability bias suggests that decision makers use availability bias suggests that decision makers use the information that is most readily available to them when making a decision. Readily, here there's a word.
Availability bias suggests that decision makers use the information that is most readily available to them when making a decision.
Okay, now I think now you finish your writing things. Now keep it that you have to take an idea from this. Okay, like I give a small example. Now, don't think about that's a terrorism and cancer. I'll explain later, but it is two examples. Okay, keep it in your mind that one also. After my explanation, my ideas and my decision mean my presentation. After that, you comparing and take idea from this examples. Okay, now you have I like to take some example from your own experience, that means your day-to-day life experience. Now you are ready to start affair with another girl. Another girl mean a new girl. That earlier you had that. Okay, 1 second. Yeah, sorry for that. Okay. Anyway, sorry for my that things, because I have to, I think some case. Okay, sorry for that. Then you ready to start? You had a, that mean you had that affair, I think I start correct place. That affair. Now you are ready to start a new affair with another girl. Sometimes that girl in your bus stand. Okay, sorry. Okay then. Uh, then now you don't have enough information, but you don't have enough information. All information you know that this the fictionable news you with you. That means uh, when you in a basalt, you had a chance to see the appearance, and you know what is the place he getting down the bus, and you know that your new your the waiting girl. That means I'm not really using that word. You are expecting girl. Uh, what type of work doing and what is her office place, but only you have that type of the information that is your available information. Okay, now you think so that that girl every day get it down that after 3 or 5, that mean the main town think that Maharagama or the Nugegoda close to Sampath Bank, or sorry, close to any Sampath Bank. Bus stall. You know that is I'm not telling the correct bus stall, Sampath Bank or bus stall. But thing is that 119 bus stall or any bus stall. But and he working inside another small crossing road, and ultimately he crossed the place and opened the that main door and move inside the office. But think that's the your available information. That means what you know, only that things you know, that you are basalt, and you don't know what is the place that girl staying. Okay, then as well as you don't know is the permanent resident in close to the Nogegode or Maharagamu, whatever. But only you know, you at least you don't know what that the new that expecting girl name also. You only well-known case mean you are only know that few informations. Okay, then you have to now, but your inner mind that already we discussed now, that your inner mind need to start affair with a new girl. Then you don't know that enough information, but you need the start affair without searching or without finding, without discovering all information. You take a decision with your available information. Now you can understand what I want to tell. Now you have a small factors, the small mean that are less factors, minus factors with you. Who is that a girl? Now you have when your friend asks, you know that girl name, but you don't know anything. But you need to start affair with that girl. But that means your information is not too ready. Ready mean you don't have enough factors, enough information to take a decision. But you think that's enough for me. The appearance is okay. The figures are okay. A job also okay. That's some good environment mean good the resident place, that is a bus halt resident place also. Okay, that mean you take an idea. Yeah, sometimes it is a decent place and decent resident place she live in, then you are imagine and think that the parents are like that, and you are all the other informations are like a fictional. But thing is, you have to take a decision. When you are miss, then other one can start a affair with that. Yeah. But thing is, you will or you suggest to take a decision. I need to start affair with that girl. Then your decision has your decision have many bias, the availability bias, that informations you have that wrong word I misspelled. You have the hash point. Sorry for that. You have not enough to take a decision through what your availability information. Okay, then you know that in slides you heard, that mean you listened this to example also, that terrorism news always fiction from medias, fiction from newsroom. Same situation to the okay, then I start. Sorry, that sound okay. Anyway, now that you can understand, but sometimes many incident you had, but that the correct news and fictional news is a far different. That the media news and the correct news have a bit of a different. You know that they are creating some animations, have some accident or something. At terrorism also same. When they have some plane crash, aircraft crash, they are creating some animations and they are trying to show how the guarders or the terrorists shoot that aircraft. They are create like a film, small film, the quick film. Now, cancer situation, that means cancer example also, yeah, that how we were killed 2,000 times more people. That I'm not trying to use that example, but you can imagine yourself, because I think it's not necessary to discuss deeply this example. You can take idea. Now, thing is availability, but you have to take idea. What is the meaning of availability bias? That means you don't have enough information, or that mean you don't the available information not enough to take a decision, that we call that that situation, or the suggestion, when you are take some suggestion under that situation, we call the availability bias. Now you can move, that mean we can move the next slide here. Commitment errors, that is a bias errors are same things, but you keep it to a mind commitment errors. First, you're listening carefully and try to take a idea. Then you can understand what is the commitment error. And I add that now you are familiar and you understood the whole lesson, whole subject very, very quickly, because I discussed with some student through the phone and through the Zoom meeting. You have now enough foundation to the diploma level. You have good foundation. After that, you have a first diploma certificate. I think when now we are in our 3 or the 7, I think 6 or the fifth topic, fifth lesson. Then you have that foundation level knowledge. When you finish this whole lessons, when you cover the whole syllabus, you have a diploma level scholar mean student. Then you have to write down your answers mean your exams. Then you can cover you can take LPEC diploma. It's a professional, government recognized professional diploma. Okay, listen this.
We hear about commitment errors. This is an increased commitment to a previous decision in spite of negative information. A business owner may put some money down on a storefront location to rent DVDs and Blu-rays, start purchasing stock for his or her shelves, and hire a few people to help him or her watch the cash register. The owner may review some data and stats that indicate people don't go out and rent videos too much anymore, but because he or she is committed to the location, the stock, the people, the owner is going to continue down that path and open a movie rental location. Managers sometimes want to prove their initial decision was correct by letting a bad decision go on too long, hoping the direction will be corrected. The serial pen costly mistakes. Randomness errors. If you are
sorry for that. This is that one is next slide. Now is the commitment error. I give to chance to write down that first paragraph. Is that you can within few within you can understand this commitment error. Also engage with the earlier. That mean you know that earlier one is here the availability bias. That availability bias connect with commitment errors. This is N. You have to enough to write down here. I'll show you. Okay. Here the point. Here. Sorry. Okay, it's okay. Here. It's one line. That's enough to understand the whole things. Within few seconds, it will going to vanish that things. Okay. This is an increased commitment to a previous decision in a spit of negative information, not a positive. Okay. This is an increased commitment to a previous decision in a spit of negative information. Okay. That is the main point. You can highlight that one. That other things are engaged with example. I'll before that first I explain this example, then I add the theoretical part. Theoretical part means I describe or I explain the theoretical line. Now, one business owner start to or the put some money down the stairfront location to rent DVD and Blu-ray. Start the purchasing stock for his or her selves and hire a few people to help him or her which watch the cash register. Now things that is our way. It's not an English example. English example mean the foreign example, but we can convert that we adapt to the our example, but you keep it to that English example also. This situation also we have to face in our day-to-day life. Now think now one person start to some small communication, and he some place, and he done some, that mean he need some people to the register to the DVDs and Blu-ray working. That mean keep it to mind, that's enough, that you know that the DVD burning DVDs and Blu-ray, you know that Blu-ray one of the DVD name brand, and he ready to the uh, burn some films or DVDs. Okay, then a few people cash registers. The owner may review some data and indicate people don't go out and rent video too much anymore. Now that this person to advise to you that people mean who are take to help him his work, then he will that owner tell others, don't people don't go out and video rent video too much anymore, but because he or she committed to the location, the stock, the people, the owner is going continue down the path and open movie rental location. Now you can understand, now that person tell others, don't go out mean don't rent my DVDs or videos much more. Sometimes at the close friends, you know that in some place you can take a different part of the DVDs, different varieties of films. But that this owner need to the rental this movie and open a movie rental location. When you separate the DVDs, then you don't have that not necessary to start the movie rental location. But thing is, the managers sometimes want to prove their rental decision was correct by the letting a bad decision go on the too long, hoping the direction will be corrected. There's often costly. They are often costly mistake. That means you can understand. Now that he start DVD or the communication. Now that the owner has two supporters. That means we are calling that information or the communication helpers, boys or girls, whatever. Now he tell them don't go out and rent video too much anymore, because he has to continue the movie rental location. It's his idea. Okay, but that decision was correct, but bad decision because of that. Now you give you chance to the help. Now you can give you chance. You take these videos and you can go the far away mean like to close to the villages or some that rural areas. Person who have some the internet and not internet, the laptops and other infrastructure structures, that mean current and other facilities. Then you go there and you can rental my own videos. Okay, whatever, rental or double copy or whatever. But this movie rental that movie that this owner, business owner need to keep it that their servant in front of me, and keep it inside his place, and he never give you chance to rental your that his DVDs. Then only 4 people and one place. But when he or she give you chance to the read or the burn DVDs, burn many movies, take many copies and separate places. Now, quickly this business owner can earn money directly, okay? Then that is a costly mistake. One place, 4 people inside to one work. That mean when you are starting another place, that is a helpers starting another the movie rental location place, that mean like a sub office also, that all sub helpers, or helpers mean that servant or the helpers or the communication supporters take all movies from this business owner's movie rental place. Then you can understand quickly what is the meaning of that. And I move to this is an increased commitment to the previous decision. Previous decision mean availability bias. That the person don't have enough information, or that the person who not available enough information, but he take some decision through the available information. Then you can understand in a same way. Now that in a same way mean that with the available information, increased commitment, because already he done or took or take done or took some decision, that previous thing. That means the person took or decide something through the available information. Then he added his commitment through that decision. Then you can understand all that commitment also always error, because earlier he got some decision through the available information. That mean that point that a person in available bias, through available bias person who take a commitment, it is also the commitment error. Okay, now I move to the next one. Here, listen, my dear student, very carefully.
Randomness errors. If you are certain your lucky tie will help you earn a client's business at a meeting later today, you're committing a randomness error. A tie does not bring you luck, even if you once wore it on a day when you closed a big deal. Decisions can become impaired when we try to create meaning out of random events. Consider stock prices. Financial advisors feel they can predict the flow of stock prices based on past performance, but on any given day, those stock prices are completely random. In reality, these advisors were able to predict the direction of stock prices about 49% of the time, or about as well as if they just guessed. In the case of the lucky tie, that's more a superstition. Decision makers who are controlled by their superstitions can find it difficult or impossible to change routines or objectively process new information.
Okay, now we are in our this topic, last subtopic, that randomness error. Okay, randomness error. Now, I think you had a small, you had experience in research. Now, when you are collecting data, first you have to clarify or write out the margin or the research area and research work, some Randomly, you can take select some areas or the persons or some things. Randomly mean that we are not directly aim something. Okay, you are not directly mention. I take, that mean I collect some data from age 13 and male boy, that mean a boy, sorry, boy, and in the Colombo area, Colombo district, Nugegoda town, close to any the Ambuldenia place, Ambuldenia areas, and it also to engage with Grama Sevaka division, and you can take this one some direct person you can take out from the research collecting data. But random means you are collecting data from one person, the Colombo district, and you ask any passengers or any person, you can ask some question and collecting data. That means I collect data from randomly in a Colombo district and a Nugegoda from Nugegoda town. So randomly mean you are not that like a certified. You are not perfectly. You are not aiming some person. That means between age 22 to 40, you can take anyone. That means 22 to 40 mean 30, 32, 23. Any age person you can take up data. You can collect the data. That means randomly. We are not mentioning correct aim or correct place or correct person. That means randomly. Now, this thing also like that. If you are certain your lucky tie will help you to earn a client business at a meeting later today. That means your business work depending on your lucky tie. You're committing randomness error. The earlier we discussed commitment error or the committing commitment error. Now these are your things. When it's thundering, it must be definitely it must be rain today. When you are heard some thundering sound, then you can decide within later 1 or 2 hours we have to see the rainy environment or rainy the place. But it's a random randomly you can take. But sometimes you know that that we are calling the grandfathers and grandmothers still have, but today thundering, but we don't have a rain situation. But I think another place has some. But they are committing to randomly, committing that randomly. The tie does not bring you luck. That means you are use your lucky tie, then you are trying to start the business work using your lucky tie. When you have a lucky tie, when I bring, when I wear, when I use, or when I take my lucky tie, my the business work will okay. That means I can take a new business partner or new business bulk mean money bulk. I can take a big money bulk because of using lucky tie. Okay, then even if you once were into a day when you close the big deal, were mean were it on a day when you close a big deal. That means you can't. Sometimes when you are using your lucky tie, but your business work is not, you can't win your business work. Decision, the next para, decision can become impired when we try to create meaning out of the random event. Consider stock price. Stock price, you know that stock market. Financial advisor feel they can predict the flow of stock price based on past performance. You can understand that? The financial advisors feel they can predict the flow of a stock price based on the past performance. But on any given day, those stock prices are completely random. The reality, these advisors were able to predict the direction of the stock price about 49% of the time, or about as well as if they did just suggest. You can understand. You know that increase and decrease prices in the stock market. Sometimes that financial advisors can tell when you can buy the stock market some stocks, that mean take some shares. Now the tomorrow you can buy big bulk shares from a stock market because next month definitely stock market prices will increase. Think that this is the financial advisor's advice. Now you brought, or you ready to buy big bulk of some shares from I am not mentioning some company, the government or whatever company you ready to buy. By your financial advisor predicted when you are buy this much, you have this type of profit next month, because this is a prediction or the predicting work. In my experience, definitely stock price increase next month, but he tell this the prediction prices till that completely randomly, not a complete randomly, but it's a depend on the situation. Sometimes the random work will okay, but sometimes it's not okay. We are calling randomness or randomness error. In the case of the lucky tie, there's a more superstitions. That mean we are calling that superstitions. Okay, I'll I'll uh, I'll use this one because you have
In the case of the lucky tie,
sorry.
that's more a superstition.
Sorry. I use for that superstitions. That mean super situation. Keep it your mind that word not is the correct word. Superstitions. Decision makers more like thing. I give you some small example. When you are in a with your lucky type, you are thinking some invisible situation or invisible power from your lucky type. When I have a lucky type, my decisions always correct, always will correct. So you are predict. Decision makers who are controlled by their superstitions can find it difficult or impossible to change routine or the objectively process new information. You can understand, you can't, the decision makers are controlled by this type of a lucky thing. But always we are doing, when I see that the early morning, when I see that girl, I think definitely I have to buy some lottery, and it will be definitely I have at least 20 rupees also. This is our culture, no? But thing is that decision makers never take ideas using this like a super view thing. So super mind works, that they are not take a decision through the spiritual word using spiritual word methods. They are process with their work through the new information. Then you can understand when you are in a decision makers or the decision making a table, think mean that organization behavior. Don't think about today I am in a lucky tie, I am with lucky tie. Then when now I am taking this decision, it will be definitely okay, your prediction. But you take this decision through you with, because reason is you with your lucky tie, but it's like a superstitions, like a super mind thing, not a believing things. Then you have to keep it your mind when you are in this a perception. Your perception is, when I have a tie, when I have a lucky tie, then I have to take this is my decision, or the decision. This is my the opinion. This is my final comment. That all feelings and everything create from the lucky tie. That means it has some effect your own mind and everything. No any commitment, no any of that informative left here. That you don't not have enough. No, you don't. That the information is not available, and commitment also, that is the available bias, commitment bias, and the random errors or randomness errors also. Now you can understand this whole situation. Okay, then I move my this slides. Now is the describe how perception affect on decision making process. Only we have a few topics we have to learn. This is our last main topic. Describe how the perception effect on decision making process. Okay, I think our final topic. First, you listening very carefully. I think is not directly you can. Sometimes you can't take directly. You can't take an idea, but perception that earlier we discussed errors and bias. Now you can understand, and you can effect. You can imagine how the perception effect to decision making process. Now that earlier we discussed, you have a tie, have the lucky tie. But when you have a lucky tie, it is not a meaning of it is not a depend correct available information. Without more information, that means enough information, enough access, you can't take a decision. But you think you can have that you are in a superior that spiritual with that tie with this spiritual things. Then you can take a decision, and you can think, I got some, and I decide this, but that no any evidence or no any you can't prove what is the meaning of this decision, what is the base on this decision. You have a, you can tell this is my decision, this is my opinion, this is my final point, this is my final idea. But that others can ask, what is a reason for take this? That means you can't tell because of this all decisions that came from my inner mind. I don't know what is the foundation of that. I think this all comment and all decisions are correct because today I'm with my lucky time. But in an organization, you can't tell like that. When you are in a correct that you are in some CEO position or something, when you are take a bad the bad decision or the wrong decision, it affect to whole organization. It has some bad effect for the whole organization or all members. Now you can understand what I try to give this type of example for you. Now, listening, my dear student, how can perception affect the decision making process? I think you have to listen direct that whole this slides. I mean, we have only three or yeah, only I think it's 5 slides here. I think we have only a few slides, or not more than three. 22 to 25. Listening.
In the case of the lucky tie, that's more a superstition. Decision makers who are controlled by their superstition making process.
1 second, sorry for that.
Because people's behavior is
Sorry,
based on their because people's behavior is based on their perception of what reality is.
Sorry.
Because people's behavior is based on their perception of what reality is, not on reality itself, it is possible that two persons can see the same thing and interpret it differently. Based on the above, the following are some factors that affect perception and hence, it affects decision-making process. 1. Selective perception. People selectively interpret what they see on the basis of their interest, background, experience, and attitudes. This factor allows people to speed-read others but not without the risk of drawing an inaccurate picture. Hence, people's decision will be impaired by wrong perception. 2. Halo, horns, effect. People are drawing a general impression about an individual on the basis of a single characteristic. This will negatively affect their decisions. 3. Contrast effects. It is evaluations of a person's characteristics that are affected by comparisons with other people recently encountered who rank higher or lower on the same characteristics. This factor also affects decisions quality. 4. Stereotyping. It is judging someone on the basis of one's perception of the group to which that person belongs. People rely on generalizations every day because they help them make decisions quickly. They are a means of simplifying a complex world. This will affect decision-making process. 5. Rationality. People are usually content to find an acceptable or reasonable solution to a problem rather than an optimal one. The process of making decisions using rationality rather than a defined prescriptive model is not effective enough in taking the best decision. 6. Bounded rationality. Individuals make decisions by constructing simplified models that extract the essential features from problems without capturing all their complexity. So, people seek decisions that are satisfactory and sufficient. They tend to choose the first acceptable solution encountered rather than the optimal one. This may not ensure the best decisions. 7. Intuitive decision making. Intuition is often used when there is a high level of uncertainty, there is little precedent to go on, when the variable in question are less predictable, when facts are limited. These facts don't lead you in one particular direction, data is of little use. When there are several plausible choices, and there is time pressure. It may be used in decision-making process when all given factors are ambiguous. 8. Overconfidence bias. We tend to be overly optimistic, especially when our intellect and interpersonal abilities are low. This wrong perception will lead to wrong decisions. 9. Anchoring bias. It is the tendency to focus on initial information as a starting point. This occurs because our mind appears to a disproportionate amount of emphasis to the first information it receives. This results in not to take the optimal decisions. 10. Confirmation bias. We tend to selectively seek out information that reaffirms our past choices and we discount information that contradicts our past judgments. This could happen even if we are not sure that this is the optimal choice. 11. Availability bias. The tendency of people to base their judgments on information readily available to them, whatever this information is enough to make the best decisions or not. 12. Representative bias. The tendency to assess the likelihood of an occurrence by drawing analogy. 12. Representative bias. The tendency to assess the likelihood of an occurrence by drawing analogies and seeing identical situations in which they don't exist. This will lead to make the decisions on a very weak base. 13. Escalation of commitment. An increased commitment to a previous decision in spite of negative. 14. Randomness error. We tend to create meaning out of random events, which is not enough to ensure the optimal decision-making process. 15. Hindsight bias. We tend to believe falsely that we would have accurately predicted the outcome of an event, after that outcome is actually known. This will confirm the situation even if we believe that it was a wrong decision. 16. Personality. Many personal characters like conscientiousness and self-esteem may affect perception and hence, affect decision-making process. 17. Gender. Women tend to analyze decisions more than men. Women tend to analyze a decision prior to and after the fact. This difference in length of thinking in problems will lead to more accuracy in making decisions as well as much time consumed for taking a decision by women. 18. Cultural differences. There are differences in what problems to focus on, the depth of analysis, importance of logic and rationality, and preference for individual versus group decision making. Asterisk practical examples clarifying.
Okay. Then now that earlier we already finished some topic here. This is how can perception affect the decision making process. Now the first thing is selective perception. Now this that 5 slides only describe only you can take an idea how that earlier we the points are effect to the perception, and perception the decision-making perception, how to the press or how to affect to decision-making process. This point that earlier we discussed also one by one, that effect, contrast effect, earlier we discussed effect, perception, selective perception, as well as stereotyping and rationality, bounded rationality, and the decision making, overconfident bias, anchoring bias, confirmation bias, availability, and randomness. Last, that one, hidden site bias, personality, gender, culture. It's all point we discuss. But keep it to your mind that that's like a summary. I told you that the next lesson or the next time I explain, I'll give you some small summary. Now that summary is engaged with a lesson, as well as it's to the it has whole lesson meaning within 3 slides. But thing in a now we have to discuss, and we have to take a correct idea. Then the perception and OB. Now you can, I think you know this one here, the practical example clarifying the perception effect on the decision making. That this one is a bit of a different mean. Only one or two slide on a thing, but that I'll explain with that earlier the summarizing slides and this one. That employment interview. Okay, that earlier that employment interview mean you can understand the interview or the newcomer idea about and what are the newcomers' future plan. That future plan and newcomers' idea about your organization, the good or service, and as well as what type of benefit from him mean organization. Then you can evaluate that. Okay, that you can discuss through this point, but the different meaning that earlier we discussed the errors. Now you are in a decision making point. You are the person who take a decision. I have to select this person. Then what type of the profit or what type of the role we can take from him or her. When I give a chance to, or when I give a job this person, he will help to develop my organization some aims or goals. Think now you have two trainers, that you are in a permanent officer and you are the permanent CEO in a organization. You have some training scholars from some institute or organization. They are attached with the training period. Now you know this this newcomers trainers work, or the trainers duty role can't cover any permanent officers. Like think that they are doing some editing. They think that the media, the channel or something, editing and animation thing. Think two people you give a chance to, that now the two people, two trainers, two newcomers. Now you are in an interview board. But definitely you know this two newcomers duty role or what they done earlier, that any permanent person can't do that work. Now you are ready to advertise. Now you already advertise. We need that editor and animation animator. We call like that. Animator mean software. Software mean like animation software editors that directly say the post-production technician and post-production animation creator or editor. Then now your staff, permanent staff, know any skills, know any person with that type of skills. Now you have 100 application for the advertisement. But you know that these newcomers or trainers are very suited for that. As well as you are the permanent staff know any person skill like these newcomers or trainers. Then you are the manager and CEO and top management level also there. Then you will give some small commitment. These two newcomers trainers are covered this type of event in my department, as well as he done a big work, big help to start our channel. And these newcomers are very useful and very honestly work in our department in the last that they are during their training period. If you have a give to chance them, they will cover that what we need a position in our department. You are not only recommending later. Okay. Now that means before you send this recommendation letter, you monitor these newcomers or trainers and you are evaluate and you have the perception. Sometimes that's the youngers that mean the teenagers are doing some we are calling some in the bad work also, but sometimes they had affairs and they are struggling for that and spending bit of time for that affair case or something. But it's okay. They are always alert with their job role. Then you had an effect. The earlier point we discussed. Then you finish your recommendation letter to the senior officers. If you can, dear top level management members, if you can give these two newcomers and two scholars, it will be help to our department department production development also, and it will be help to their career personality also. Then your recommendation through the you create that recommendation, you write down that recommendation letter through your perception. Now I give you a chance to listen this employment interview. Yeah.
1. Employment interview. Early impressions are very effective and important. Perceptual judgments are often inaccurate and may lead to inaccurate decisions in selecting candidates to be hired.
Again, listen.
1. Employment interview. Early impressions are very effective and important. Perceptual judgments are often inaccurate and may lead to inaccurate decisions in selecting candidates to be hired. 2. Performance expectations. People attempt to validate their perceptions of reality, even when they are faulty. A situation in which a person inaccurately perceives a second person and the resulting expectations cause the second person to behave in ways consistent with the original perception. This will lead to misunderstandings and actual intentions of the two persons and hinder their communication. 3. Performance evaluations. Many subjective components, perceptions, are used in the evaluation of employees. This will affect decisions taken and performance appraisal procedures in organizations. 4. Employee effort. How is effort perceived is often a reason for terminations. Managers may tend to perceive the effort of their employees is not enough as they expect. This is depending on the managers. Perceptions. Effects of
Okay. Now I explain second one. Performance expectation, performance evaluation, employer effort, not effect, effort. Okay, that performance expectation means people attempt to validate their perception of reality. Kindly write down. Even when they are falsely, a situation in which a person inaccurately perceive a second person and the resulting expectation case the second person to behave in the way of consistent with the original perception. This will be lead to misunderstanding in the actual intentions of the two persons and hinder their communication or hidden or the hidden communication. Now, performance expectation. The expectation depend on, that means comparing point. You are the people attempt to validate their perceptions of reality. A situation in which a person inaccurately perceives a second person and the resulting expectation causes the second person to behave in the way of consist with the original perception. Now have the two people you are comparing with. Original perception and perception of reality. That means performance of expectation. That means when you are think that earlier I told you that first one, you recommended that person as an employer, give you a chance to be a permanent worker, permanent officer. You expecting that your recommended scholar show his colors with a higher performance. You know that show his colors meaning higher performance. That is a reason you are recommend that scholar. But thing is, after 5 years that you are a scholar, now has a bit of experience in your department or organization. He start close relationship with and another man. Another man means sometimes he raise his hand something or the out of the organization rule and regulation that your scholar start affair with that person. Then you are not, after that, your scholar mean your recommended scholar, behave is not easy. You are expecting behavior. Then you are waiting some performance, or that mean you are expecting some performance. You are You are selecting that scholar, but after 6 or 7 years, totally different behavior from your recommended scholar. Then this will lead to misunderstanding in actual intention of the two person and hinder their communication. I don't want to explain more. You can understand. The third one, performance evaluation. Many subjective components, perceptions, are used their evaluation of the employers. This will be affect decision take in a performance appraisal procedures in an organization. I think earlier we discussed very deeply this one. If you want to evaluate some officers or employers' performance, you must take you must give the deep attention to the employer's perception. Employer effort. How is the effort of previous is often the reason to termination. Managers may tend to perceive the effort of their employer is not enough as they expect. So depend on the manager's perception. That was a bit of the thing, bit of that's like a small bias, because now the manager's perception under the manager's perception or the depending manager's perception, manager evaluate that employer's performance and manager tell in a my opinion is my decision is this employer is a not in not not in a highly performance standard, high performance standard. We are expecting this type of performance from the recommended scholar, but my recommend is now that scholar is not in our effects that expectation performance is it. But this evaluation depending the manager's perception. Keep it to this whole situation 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. Lines mean comments or the point. Now you are in a manager post. You are the top management level or top management. Give you a chance to evaluate your employers and give us to some report. Now you think your performance and expectation, you are the scholars' behaviors and perceptions and everything, and you evaluate that. After your evaluation, you finish your report. I expect this type of performance from this scholar, but you can write down now is in a correct standard, correct performance. Our side give you a chance to develop him to the another path. You can recommend it again. But there's a one thing. The next one, we are the my evaluation. Under the my evaluation, these scholars expecting performance in this year, not much. But keep it to your mind, this whole comment depend on manager's perception. Like a circle. But keep it to your mind, when manager's perception had some bad effect, what we learned in earlier, sometimes that manager decision also wrong. That means that manager, I told you that manager evaluate that your scholar, that recommended scholar, starting another affair with another that rule breakers, or that mean constitution break, not a constitution. We are not calling that the office work failure person. That mean he always the always starting some the strike work like that, that your scholar engage with that person, but now you are evaluate and you are not expecting that type of behavior from your the recommended scholar. But sometimes that a scholar have a close affairs or close friendship with that type of person, but that a scholar never do bad work, never say any wrong decision to the organization. But you evaluate, engage with that your perception had an effect from that bad errors, that mean commitment errors, or the information not available information with you, that has some available bias like that. But after that, your evaluation is wrong because your perception had some bias. That mean your report had a bias. That mean you send some report with bias. That mean anyone can give reports for another one. You can tell that person is never done any work in the last 2 years, but it is a wrong. It's a depending. But you are the manager, you are the in a top management. Sometimes you can believe that, but it is a depend. It is a depend on manager's perception. Keep it to your mind, that thing. So this is a main whole organization behavior concept in perception, because perception engage with the decision making point, decision making situation in organization behavior subject, or organization behavior main foundation. Keep it that in your mind. Okay. Now that the final we are calling like a small joke, the final last slide. I'm not using that word, but anyway, we have to crack a whatever joke or anything. That effect of perception, individual decision making. Effect, huh? There's earlier effort. This is the effect. Carefully listening, not necessary to write down. You can within 2 times. That means I give you a chance to listen twice. Then you can understand interpretation, evaluation of the information. Keep it that just I rhyming a few words. Every decision requires interpretation and evaluation of information. Okay, I'm not necessary to the explain. First, you carefully listening and take idea. Keep it to direct attention to this
Effects
one.
of perception on individual decision making. Individual can perceive differently for the same subject in different manner, which lead to the best solution. Every decision requires interpretation and evaluation of information. Data are typically received from multiple sources and they need to be screened, processed, and interpreted. The perceptions of the decision maker will give solution to that question. Individual decision making is a crucial part of organizational behavior. For instance, top managers determine their organization's goals. Similarly, non-managerial employees have to make a lot of decisions during their daily works as per the different situation in hand. It affects the organization's long-term plans, its quality, performance, and day-to-day operation. This all show that perception plays a vital role in individuals' decision process. It is further illustrated through a few decision-making models.
Okay. Now, you can understand individual can perceive differently of the same subject in different manner, which leads to the best solution. Every decision requires interpretation and evaluation of information. Data are typically received from multiple sources and they need to be screened, processed, and interpreted. The perception of decision making will give solution to that question. Now, you listen whole to paras, that means slides. You can understand all decisions, or that mean perception, uh, perception and perception flow are always individual decision process. I'll show you the place. That means the individual decision making is a crucial part of organization behavior. Now, I told you that a few minutes ago, this is a main foundation, base foundation of the organization behavior in a decision making. That means decision making main point, perception. Now, the top managers determine their organization goals. That means top management, that every day, every minute, perception is how to win my goals, how to win my organization goals. Then the managers or the top managers will, the organization has long-term plans, because they are always that every day in a perception is how to achieve my goals, how to fulfill my organization aims. Then they have, that organization has the long-term plans, and they are always ready to create quality work. That means a long-term plan is a especially very quality and performance levels. This a long-term plan, how it starts day by day-to-day operation, engage with the long-term plan of organization. Again, I explain. Now, top management level people or managers, always their perception is how I fulfill organization goal. Because they have that organization has a long-term plan. That long time plan engage with, or the long time plan engage with performance of day-to-day operation, day-to-day organization work. Then this perception plays are always, it's an individual decision process. vertical role in individual's decision role. But this individual decision process is a further illustrated through the few decision-making model. That means when you have the individual, that means the top management level has some individual decision. It is an inner decision-making model. Now you have to, this few topics, you have to put in your one line. One line means one method. Now, individual decision is a crucial part of organization behavior. Then, what is the crucial part? Then, top management level always keep it their perception to how we want our organization go. Then, under this situation, under this perception, they are creating decision, doing with long-term plan. And this long-time plan, like a flow, like a chain, engage with employers' day-to-day performance or day-to-day performance operation. Then this whole situation, one individual decision process, engage with like the big illustrate, that mean have some the like a tree, this few decision making through this one process, individual's decision process, engage with like a few decision making model. That means one by one is a one by one collect and create a big whole aim. This big whole aim or big whole goal is organization's goals. How that organization goals are created through the long-term plan. Long-term plan in a top management level perception. That top level management perception engage with organization long-term plan, as well as that long-term plan engage with the employer's day-to-day performance of that performance, that means day-to-day operation. This whole situation starting from one individual process, and it engage with the few decision making model. Okay, now I finish the perception lesson. Okay, I think you got a correct idea about perception, the start point, and errors and bias. I show you that here. So bias, and what is a decision making point, organization behavior, and individual differences, that everything you completed. I think we have to now move the new lesson. I think a new lesson topic, I'll check that, because in syllabus wise, I'll show you what we have. I think our next topic is learning. Learning. Yes, learning. Now we are already learning. Yes, learning. Our next topic.